All right, how's everybody doing out there? It's Reginald Ringgold of Block Traders Corner, the block where traders rock, or block for hard knocks. Um, Coming with a quick little video. I wanted to talk about what is Bitcoin. Obviously, it is a little bit late in the in the game to be talking about what is Bitcoin, considering that it is seen about I believe, an 800% or 1,000% growth over the 2017, the year of 2017, and not just Bitcoin, but all altcoins or the whole blockchain space has seen a lot of growth within the last year. So moving into 2018, we're expecting to see much more growth and much more upside potential. But still, the question remains in coffee shops, at work, in the gym, at school. People are clamoring, and you are still hearing the question, the $1 million question: what is Bitcoin? What can I do with it? Where do I buy it? The knowledge of cryptocurrencies, still remains very limited. So I've recently just done a poll, and in this recent poll, we've seen that just about 83% of people, really don't have much knowledge on what cryptocurrency is, or if they do have knowledge on cryptocurrency, it's still very limited. The 6% that do have knowledge on cryptocurrency, um, they're familiar, but there are still certain things that can be a little bit foggy. For instance, uh, how how is a Bitcoin transaction processed, or for that matter, really, what is a Bitcoin? So Bitcoin, it's been referred to as a reserve currency for cryptocurrencies, much like the U.S. dollar has been a reserve currency for all other fiat currencies, for them to be interchangeably exchanged into other altcoins, mainly because a majority of cryptocurrencies use Bitcoin as a proxy to be able to exchange and I guess use within the blockchain space. So they're exchanging these altcoins in and out of Bitcoin. So they have exchangeability not only just in Bitcoin, but also Ethereum and Litecoin as well. Now, Bitcoin is much like PayPal. PayPal is a payment network. Bitcoin is a payment network. The only, I guess, distinguished difference would be Bitcoin is not only a payment network, but it's also a digital currency. Now, the US dollar is a currency. It is not a digital currency. Although it does have digital iterations of it, it is not a payment network. Now, Bitcoin is the pioneer to develop and use blockchain, and other, I guess, companies, other industries are now taking and utilizing the blockchain technology to further their business objectives. So the goal of blockchain is to enable us to be able to break free from the walled gardens of the financial networks, i.e., our credit card companies, or the banks, even PayPal, as we referred earlier, or any other financial institutions that restrict our access with fees, egregious charges, exchange rates, and also processing delays. This is the fourth industrial revolution, and in this particular revolution, we are now seeing, for the first time, uh, it, technological advancements are affecting the financial sector. So much like the way that internet changed the way that people, I guess, or it would change the way that information flows, blockchain and Bitcoin are changing the way that value changes hands and money flows. So, but still, knowledge is still very limited. Most people do not know how a Bitcoin transaction is processed. Now, for me, I look at it like the internet. A lot of you are using the internet to watch this webinar here, and most of you, even though you use the internet, you really don't know exactly what makes the internet work and how your website's able to show and go from page to page. Um, Same thing with a cell phone, or a car, or an automobile, or any locomotive. We use them to improve our daily lives, but yet and still we don't know how the engine works under the hood, or the mechanics behind the cell phone that allow us to be able to call somebody halfway around the world. Now, with Bitcoin, it's much the same. You don't have to understand how it works behind the scenes in order to be able to get use um, and have it improve your everyday life. So with Bitcoin transaction is processed first with the payer initiating a Bitcoin payment using a third-party wallet or software. Second, this and other pending transactions are blocked together in a block, and they're broadcast on the global Bitcoin network, which is known as the blockchain. And every 10 minutes or so, a specialized computer on the network, it's known as a miner, they collect fees for hundreds of transactions that they combine together in this block. Now, the miners, they process the blocks, reaching a consensus on what the new blockchain should look like. Now, the thing is with blockchain recently, a lot of these blocks have been a lot slower and more expensive to process as more and more people have been utilizing blockchain. So the miners, they're rewarded with newly minted Bitcoins for providing a vast amount of computing power and giving the stake in the smooth functioning of the cryptocurrency, or the Bitcoin, shall we say. The miners, they disseminate the new blockchain into an entire network, recording the transactions into the latest block. And then things are pretty much tracked into the blockchain. They stay in there. They're never taken out. The payee can then use the wallet, use what's in his wallet to then go ahead and make transactions where Bitcoin is allowed for purchase of goods and services or to trade in the financial markets. Now, here's I guess, an actual outline of how a Bitcoin transaction works. It's a little more detailed. I'm not going to go too deep into detail, but for those of you that are visual, you can see how the transaction starts with you making a purchase or requesting to send the Bitcoin, and then it goes through a series of steps before it is received on the other side in the other person's wallet. Now, Visa files a patent for blockchain digital asset network. So you can see here that Visa recently came in and they filed a blockchain patent. But more importantly, what is blockchain? Blockchain is, again, a payment network that allows one to be able to send and receive information or value that is locked in a chain. Every single transaction is put in sequence in the order of when it was processed. And everything that is put into the blockchain, once it is put into the blockchain, it can never be taken out or removed. Now, you can see here, Visa files a patent for blockchain based on digital asset network. This was very big because it also shows that there is a lot of interest within the blockchain. Now, why blockchain? Well, there's a lot of hype around blockchain. And what we try to do is we try to separate the value from the hype here at Block Traders. So blockchain is the first radical technological innovation of the 21st century. And we try to bring forward in the financial markets, we're looking for trust in a world where there really isn't any. Blockchain allows us to be able to have instant trust when we're going about doing business with someone that we've never met or someone that we actually probably don't even know who they are, for that matter. So it creates privacy, flexibility, security, and ease. All the different networks that we're working on, they all pretty much use the same systems. And if they're using the same systems, same wallet, so to speak, you don't really have to worry about them having issues integrating with So here you can see, the in 1 second, you guys. So yeah, so beyond Bitcoin, you obviously here you can see that there's a lot of different case uses for Bitcoin. The main ones are financial use cases, but the non-financial use cases, these ones are obviously the ones that are now growing in development. The real McCoy, degree of trust, Everpass, block verify. These are some of the different things that are now using it. You can also see they're using it again, as I said, in real estate, and more industries are now taking and understanding I guess the use of blockchain and how effective it is and how it can help them within their respective industries and in their marketplaces. Here is a layout from First Partner of the blockchain ecosystem. In 2016, it was just under a billion. Now, and just in the beginning of 2018, the crypto market is roughly around $700 billion, just under 1 trillion. It is a lot larger than a lot of stocks, a lot larger than a lot of GDP of some countries or states, shall I say. So, what is blockchain? Well, blockchain is decentralized. That means there is no one central location that can be hacked, robbed, or taken over. Um, if there is no central location or centralized power, then there is no room for corruption, no room for manipulation or error. Which brings me to my next bullet point here, which is it's non-government. Okay, it doesn't have government involved. It is strictly peer to peer. Okay, we as traders, liquidity providers, and market makers within the market or market takers, uh, we are the ones that are providing the liquidity. We are the ones sending transactions from our wallet to another person's wallet. It is also open source. Blockchain technology is open source, which allows you to see every single transaction within the blockchain. Although you do have the ability to have your transactions be private if that's what you write within the protocol, but all transactions that are done on blockchain network using Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash for that matter happen to be open source, and you can see every single transaction, which makes them safe and secure because there's no room for manipulation. If we understand the way the government's been, they do a lot of quantitative easing and a lot of trickling more and more money into the system through the FOMC meetings. And this is something that we are it's hard for us as citizens of America to be able to keep track and police them when there's no way of knowing how much is in circulation because there's no transparency. All right. So, with that being said, I hope for those of you that have had questions on what is blockchain or what is Bitcoin, I hope that this answers all those questions and dispels any myths about blockchain or Bitcoin as they are here to stay. Thank you all for joining. If you want any more information, you can reach me at reginaldringgold.com. We have got a lot of information there. Block Traders Corner has a bunch of different classes and topics discussing the various asset classes that are in blockchain and the various different coins that you can take advantage of within this market space. I am Reginald Ringgold saying salutations, signing off.